Nashville number system. And this is a continuation of my video yesterday, only today it's going to get very exciting. I'm not going to throw your chat up on this live video, but I will answer your chat if you chat with me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Welcome in. I'm going to be talking about sharps, flats, and chord qualities and kind of decoding the Nashville number system. And stick around because I'm going to pop this up. And this is going to be, I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to draw this out. This is going to be absolutely amazing to help you understand the difference between, say, a G chord or a G minor chord or a G sharp chord or a G chord. Some of the stuff that last night one of our bass players that I'm training was kind of like, oh, it dawned on me that it was confusing for him to see if it was a G minor or a G flat or something like that. Like he was thinking maybe G minor meant it was a G flat. So then I was like, no, that's chord quality, and that's different than the actual root note. Also, I did have somebody comment, and they said something like, they said, I deleted the comment because I need comments. They said, I need to learn how to really learn the Nashville number system because I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't know, something like that. So I deleted the comment, but I do see what he's saying, and I completely understand the Nashville number system. And when I look at the classical number system compared to the Nashville number system, I was trained in classical university, so I always know in the major scale, the 2, the 3, the 6 are minor. It is just always like that unless they're altered. So when I'm talking about, oh, it's a 2 chord, it's a 3 chord, I am specifically thinking it's a minor chord because that's what it is in a major scale. Now, we're going to look at a real Nashville number chart that was taken off of Song Select, and we're going to look and see how they notate it. And I have noticed it's a little bit different. So look, how they notate this is they actually put like 1, 6M, 7. Okay, they put 4, they put 1, 6M. Okay, and so you can do that, or you can actually also write the 6 minor. Okay, so you can write the 6 minor like if I can. This is my new thing. So 6 minor. Okay, it can be a 6 dash. They writing it like 6 minor, and actually, yeah, with a little m. So this would be a minor chord. This would also be a minor chord if you write 6 minor. So if you write 6 minor, it would also be a minor chord. And a lot of this I've explained in my book. Now, when I'm in band practice, if I say play 1, 4, 6, 5, I don't have to tell the band that the 6 is a minor because the 6 is always a minor when you're in major scale harmony. Okay, so that is my answer to the comment that I deleted off the channel last couple days ago this morning because it was just annoying. It's like I do kind of find it annoying when people jump on my channel and try to teach me a lesson in the comments. All right, so we're moving on from there. If you have an actual question, put it in the comments. I'll be happy to address it. But if you're there to teach me a lesson, go somewhere else. All right, I've said my piece. Let's see here. This is Great Things, and this is a real Nashville number chart from Song Select. And you can see that they have 1, 2 minor 7, 6 minor 7, 6, 4, 2. I mean, these are the notations. So I'm going to take from there, and I'm going to go into my book, which is in the link in the description, Play and Sing Music Theory Unlocked. Okay, so this Play and Sing Music Theory Unlocked, this is the book, and you can see the cover. I'll scroll up. Can I scroll up to the cover? There it is right there. So you can check that out. It's in the description. That was dangerous because now I got to scroll all the way back down. Let's see, back down to page 28, where I talk about scale theory and everything else that really helps you understand this. So let's get to the Nashville number system. So when you're writing the Nashville number system, minor chords can be followed by a simple dash. So a chord is either major or minor, and that is the quality. And I kind of was trying to explain this as in terms of maybe, I almost hate to say this in this current society, major and minor. So major and minor is a quality. So that's what you need to understand first. If it's a major chord or a minor chord, it is a chord quality, and it might be likened to male or female. All right, so it's a major or minor, and it's important. It's a quality. It's important, and to change it, you have to change the third of the scale tone. You can change the major to minor, minor to major. You can do that, but you're changing the quality of the chord. Just like if you were to change your sex, like from male to female, you would be changing the quality from male to a female. And so that's how I kind of think of major and minor. I think of it as male and female. It's not supposed to be changeable. And then, you know, maybe you change it, which you're not supposed to. But anyway, it's actually altering the chord completely, not just altering the chord a little bit, but changing its chord quality. So major, minor. If you have a better explanation of that, let me know. Now, so if it's let's just go to C. We'll just talk about this because I wanted to talk about really how to do this before we get too crazy. I want to really talk about major and minor. So if you see, let's say, a C major, okay? C major chord. It's just going to say C, and you're going to assume it's major, okay? It's not going to have to say C major. It's not going to say major. It's not going to say that, okay? It's not going to say that. It's going to say C, C, and that is assumed to be a major chord. If you want to change this to a minor chord, the root is still a C. So the root, which is the lowest note of the chord, which is what the bass player plays, stays the same, and you would play C minor, okay? Or CM. In Nashville numbers, if you were talking about this being the 1 chord, it would be 1. It would just be a 1. That would be your 1, okay? If you want to make it minor, you would have to play 1, and then you would have to put a little M there. Or in my version of it, you can have a 1 dash, which would be a 1 minor. So this is major, always assumed if you see it just without anything, and then it's minor if you put a minor on it, okay? Now, in my book, I teach you how to make a major chord minor and how to make a minor chord major, and all that's, I think, beyond the scope of what we're doing here. I'm trying to kind of help you understand. Now, if you're in the Nashville number system and you see something, let's see what I'm going to do. I'm going to get to this chart in a minute, but let's say if you're in this chart here and you see it says 1, okay, you see there it says 1, come let us worship the King, and then it says 1 sus. That's just a suspended chord, and then 1. So that's your first line. Come let us worship the King, 1, 1, 1. Okay, that's fine. And then you see a 4, okay, and that's the 4 chord, which is a major chord already. So it doesn't have to be notated as major, but they want it to be a major 9, which honestly, I guess that's fine. They can put major 9. It's a little more information than I think we need for this worship song, but that's specifically a major chord for major 9. Major 9 is the altered part of the chord, okay? You're altering the chord a little bit. It's still a 4 chord, it's still a major chord, but they're adding a 9th to it, okay? Adding a major 9th. So if you see what it says down here, 6, minor 7, okay? So the root of the chord is still a 6. That is still a 6 chord, okay? But it is a minor chord. It is qualityed as a minor, and they're adding a minor 7th basically to it. They're adding a 7th. So these are extra little things that you can do. But honestly, this chord chart could have been written very simply as 1, okay, and then 4, and then 1, and then 6 minor, and then 5. Okay, so they're adding a bunch of different things like sus, minor 7s, all that stuff. Now, as a bass player, and as you are, you do not have to do any of this. You are going to be looking at roots, and that's how I'm going to show you right now the difference between a sharp and a flat, and does that affect the root of the chord. So as the bass player, or anybody, if you see a 1, you're going to play a 1 chord, and we're in the key of C. Let's just do this in the key of C. So you'd play a C chord, okay, and then bass player, if you see a 1 sus, you're still going to play a C, you're still going to play the root. None of this matters to you. If you see a 4 major 9, okay, bass player or anybody, or anybody who's basically simple, you're gonna play the 4 chord, which is an F. Okay, you're gonna play the root, and we're gonna play an F, and it's gonna be major. And then if you see over here where it says 6 minor 7, okay, for bass player, you're gonna play an A minor. Okay, A minor. And if you're a guitar player, you want to add the 7, you're going to play an A minor 7. But the bass player is going to be playing the roots of this song, C, F, A, and then if you see a 5 chord, which we do there at the end, see a 5 sus, you're going to play a G, okay? So let me explain this written out in an example of the key of C. That the key of C is the best key to learn the natural numbers. So you can write out the natural numbers like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay, and then you can go just write the notes. C, C, D, C, maybe C, D. I need to figure out what it is. C, D, E. This is how you would write it. F, G, A, B, C. Okay, so that's the alphabet, musical alphabet underneath. And then we go to qualities. So in the major scale harmony, we always know that the 2 is minor. Okay, and I'm going to use an M just because everybody's using an M. I really like to use a dash, but for this video, I'm going to use an M. So now we have the 2 is minor, the 3 is minor, the 6 is minor. This is part of the formula I was talking about. The 1, 4, and 5 are always major, okay, unless they're altered. And the 2, 3, and 6 are always minor unless they're altered. And the 7 is diminished, okay? So that's always in a major scale. This would be the major scale, okay? And that is called harmonizing the major scale. And I'm going to go over this in complete detail in my book. C, okay, so now the D is minor, the E is minor, and the A is minor. So here are all of the chords in the key of C. Somebody asked me yesterday, show me what chords go together. So this is a family. This is a family, or what I would call, what most musicians would call a key. You're in the key of C, okay, C major. And there are rules about C major. One of them is, let's see if we get a highlighter in here. The 1, the 4, and the 5 are always major in the key of C in a major basic harmony. This is a rule of the universe in modern Western music. Okay, and then you want to go minor. What would make a minor? Let's make a minor chord blue, because everybody wants to say that's sad. So you have D, the 2, the 3, and the 6 are minor. Okay, and that's just how it is. And the B is diminished. So I don't even want to talk about the diminished chord, because in worship music we're not really even doing it. But that's the theory. So I feel bad now that I crossed out the B. I feel like it does have feelings, at least some. Okay, so this is the beginning of how to play the natural numbers, because once you understand this major scale family and you look at this chart over here, you can see 1, 1, 1. So it'd be a C, a C, a C, a C, a C, a C. You get to the 4, well, you're going to go, okay, that's an F. So you're going to play an F, and then back to a 1, which is a C, and this is the basics. And then the 4 is C, F, and then the 6, okay, 6 minor would be A minor. Okay, so you're going to play an A minor, because A is really minor. There becomes a problem here. If you play an A major in this 6th position, then it's a problem. It sounds bad, because A would be not major in this key. So I really want you guys to think about harmonizing the major scale and understanding the harmonization of the major scale. This right here is honestly the key to almost every music theory formula. Okay, that what I'm showing you is the key to every music theory formula that you're going to hold on to. So I'm going to say a few things right now. I'm going to go back to the screen and I'm going to say a few things that are true, that will always be true, and that will sort of be the foundation of in your mind to think, oh, if you can hear what I'm saying to you and then just start memorizing that. And I know it's not all going to happen as a beginner right now, but if you can start to understand some of the key foundations of the harmonization of the major scale in one key, like the key of C, this will translate to every other key. This will help you alter every other thing: sharps, flats, majors, minors, dominants, all these things that kind of come in. You're always going to go back to this moment where you're understanding that there is a formula to this. There is a formula. So that's why my book is called Music Theory Unlocked, baby. All right, so check this out. All right, here we go. I'm going to say some things that are true, and they're always true. And I want you to just think about them while I'm saying them. And maybe in red highlighter, I will highlight some things as I'm talking. All right, and so this, you can go back and watch this over and over again, I think, because that's just the way YouTube is. In the key of C, there are no sharps and flats, 0 sharps and flats. That means they're all white notes. When you stack them up from 1 to 7, you get C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and back to C, which is 1, which can also be thought of as 8, okay, which 1 and 8 is the same because it's the octave, okay? So when we focus on this, we'll focus on 1 through 7. I'm going to go ahead and erase the 8, so it doesn't get confusing. When you think about this major scale harmony, it's the key of C and it's the key of C major, and you think of it like this. The 1, the 4, and the 5 are always major. Okay, these are the rules and laws of the major scale harmony. The 2, the 3, the 6 are minor. So that's something that you want to remember. 1, 4, and 5 are major. 2, 3, and 6 are minor. The 7 is diminished, D-I-M, diminished. And that is it. All, if you play these on the piano, straight up the piano, on white keys, it's all the same. Always going to be that way. You start a key, chord on all white notes on the piano, it's C major. If you move your fingers up and play those next 3 white keys, it's going to be a minor. So the piano is beautifully and wonderfully set up in this thing. All right, so now I'm going to erase this and I'm going to go into another little thing. Like I said, this segment is, I'm just going to say in this segment some things that are really true. All right, then we're going to get back into Nashville numbers. So that is it. 1, 4, and 5 are major. 2, 3, and 6 are minor. Here comes another part of truth for music that never changes. The major scale harmony is written like this: whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Okay, and this is actually another step. So I'm going to add the C back in over here because there's going to be a half step. So this is another formula that I want you to just remember. I don't know that you're going to understand it all right now, but how it works is C to D is a whole step. Okay, that is a whole step. D to E is a whole step on the piano. E to F is a half step, and you know that on guitar that's just a half step. F to G is a whole step. G to A is a whole step. A to B is another whole step, and B to C is a half step. So I want you to remember this. If you can remember anything during this truth segment, whole, whole, half, and this takes a while to sink in, whole, 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 half. That is 2 segments of the major scale harmony. All right? Remember, 1, 4, and 5 are major. 2, 3, and 6 are minor. And this is the formula you get in any major scale to make it sound like a major scale. Now, I'm going to delete this all. All right? So take a screenshot of that if you want to now. Goodbye to this. Oh, wait, are you saying to clear all drawings on this canvas? Yes, let's clear out the canvas, and let's go to the second problem that I noticed when I was working with my bass player last night, in the idea of him grasping this. We're going to talk about this, and then I'll show you the quick number chart. So grasping numbers, there's an issue, and here's what it is. If you see C, or if you see a 1, that's fine. That is a C, and that is a 1. You can play C. If you see C minor, this is still a 1, but it's now a 1 minor. Okay, the root note, and that's what I want to talk about. The root note, what the bass player would play, would still be a C. It would remain a C no matter what. If I put C minor, 7 diminished, 5 plus 2 apple, whatever you want to say, none of this matters right here. None of that matters to the bass player or to the root. This is still, the root is a C, so he would play a C. Okay, now let's talk about sharps and flats, because this is a whole different scenario that do matter. They really do matter as the root note, because if you see a C sharp, now the root note has changed up 1/2 step. It's gone up 1/2 step. So if you're on the bass, you're going to move your finger up the fretboard 1/2 step. Okay, that's what a sharp does. Okay, so if you see C, if you see that, so this is the test. If you see C sharp, minor 7, sus 2, and I'm making this up, plus 5. You see all this stuff after the chord, and you're looking for the root note. If you're the bass player, you absolutely have to pay attention to this part of that note, C sharp. That is the C sharp. Now this part is for the guitar player or the piano player or everything else. It doesn't matter if it's a minor or major or diminished or sus or whatever. The root is a C sharp. Now, if you see C flat, which, you know what, you wouldn't see a C flat because that's just not necessarily true. So if you saw a B flat, that means you played a B note, but then you went down 1/2 step. Okay, so you're actually on a different note. You're on a B flat now. So sharps and flats move up the key fretboard. So if you're on the fretboard on the bass, and you know this is the top string, you have the E open, then you have the F, then you have the F sharp, and you have the G sharp, and then the A sharp, and then the B, and then the C. That's and then you can keep going up. But basically, you have that. Now, if I said play an F, you would play on the first fret. You know, it's the first fret of the bass. If I said, oh, it's an F sharp, you would play on the second fret of the bass. Okay, or the guitar. If I was like, oh, it's a G, you'd play on the third fret. Now, if I said it's a G flat, okay, so that gets a little trickier. All you have to do is you go to G, you know, for your G flat, and you move back 1/2 step, and you would play here. G flat and F sharp are the same note. All right, so that's a little bit of what I teach in the Bass Foundations course. You will learn really strongly about fundamental foundational bass playing, and that will translate over to guitar fretboard as well. But this is half steps and sharps and flats. So when you're decoding the natural number system and you're trying as a beginner to look at it, you have to, first of all, if you see sharps, and there's not going to be, honestly, there won't be a lot of sharps and flats written on the natural number. It very rarely will. But if you were looking at a real chart, which I was looking at this real chart earlier, and I think I have this chart here. So, and I think this is what he was looking at the other night. He was looking at the sharp, the actual F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp sus, B major, you know. So these are the root notes he would play. He would play an F sharp, 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 a B. Okay, not a B major 9. It's a bass player. You play the B, which is a fundamental root. You play F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, B, and then D sharp, not D sharp minor 7. The bass player has nothing to do with the minor 7. It's a D sharp, and then C sharp. Sus is nothing. That's for the guitar player or the piano player. So you're looking for root notes on the bass. And also, as a musician, you're looking for root notes. When you get down here, let's see, we got some really confusing stuff down here on this chart. We had a really an extremely hard night of charts the other night in our youth band. Okay, so what we have here is a B2. So you would play the B, you would play the C sharp, you would play the D sharp, you would play the F sharp, and this major 7 / A sharp. So this is a chord right here, and I'm going to go over here. I'm going to delete this now, so take your screenshots or back up. I'm going to show you this F sharp major 7 A sharp. So what is that? So that's a chord. I think they've made this a little bit too complicated. I mean, I don't like this complication level, especially for beginners / A sharp. So in my book, I would have written this as F sharp. Actually, I would have transposed this, and this would have become a G. So in my play and sing music theory, play and sing songbooks, all of these just get simplified down to nothing but G, C, D, E minor. Okay, that's why these charts are a little more confusing. And honestly, I should probably just be using my charts for my youth band. It seems like it's been easier to print the charts from CCLI, but I think it would just be a lot easier to use either my basic number charts out of my play and sing books or my basic chord charts. So let's decode this though for the bass player and the guitar player. An F, it says major 7. It's hard to read it. F major 7. Okay, F sharp major 7. So you're going to play. If you're a bass player, you're only going to play an F sharp unless this is a slash chord. And so really what this chord actually would be an F sharp / A sharp in its most basic form. Now the bass player is the guy who's going to play the A sharp. So when he's looking at this whole chord, F sharp major 7 / A sharp, he's really going to hone in on the slash part. That's what the bass player should be playing. Same with this chart over here where you see a C sharp sus / E sharp. He really will be playing an E sharp. Okay. Now, in my opinion, you guys, like I said, I would use my charts that are super easy. Okay, so like I said, I'm using these song select charts right now, but if you look at my book, they're even easier than this. I've removed all of the junkadunk over here, like all this 1 major 7 / 3, 1 major 7 / 3 would actually equal in my book. You know, so this would be a G major if we were in the right G major 7 / B. Okay, you can really simplify that down to just G. Okay, if you really want to get simple, then everybody just plays G. If you want to get fancy and simple, G / B. There you go. So now it's a lot easier. You can just simplify this down. Now, if somebody wants to throw in a major 7, you know what? I think that's okay, and that's what I do. So somebody wants to throw in a major 7, we're going to give them a big smiley face. Smiley face to you who plays the major 7. Now, I play major 7s all the time without somebody telling me, hey, play a major 7. So why I like the simplification of this is our band's looking at a simple chord G/B. Why would we want to look at one major 7 or G major 7/B? This right here to a beginner, I know what this does to a beginner right here. What is all of this? What am I doing? What am I missing? What is going on here? Okay. So a more simple method would be just forget all of that extra stuff and play G/B. Or if you have an introduction bass player or guitar player, just say, hey, play the G. Drop the slashes, basically. All right, so I'm going on and on in this video, which I think is very fun, and I'm going to go now to some charts. So I'm going to show you some charts that are in the book that I have. It's an ebook. You can download it. You can choose your own price as well, which is a bonus. If you notice some of our website, we've gone to a similar some of our products, or all of them. I say all of them, but a lot of them have a choose your own price option. So any budget, you can afford to buy this book. I'm going to show you some charts that will help you look at the national number system and the classical number system in a whole fresh way. Now, these aren't genius charts. You can find them on the internet, different places. But in my book, I've laid them out simply for you, and you can print them and you can read them. And I know somebody's going to get upset because I see it's supposed to be a little m instead of a big M, but whatever. All right, so here, check this out. So in this, let me just delete this out of here so I can say, in this quick reference chart that I have right here, you can see that, let's go first. I'm going to go first to this chart, the classical number chart. Where is the classical number chart? All right, I'm scrolling, and all of this will help you understand this. See, it's like little worksheets and like really give you the idea. Okay, so get down here to familiar keys. Familiar keys. So C major has no sharps, so it tells you the key signature. No sharps. This is C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, B diminished, and it actually has the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now in the classical number system, how it's written is a large Roman numeral is major, and then a little Roman numeral is minor, and that's really, I think, a great system. So you can write it like 1, this is a minor, and then if you write 4, that's a major. If you write 6, that's a minor, and that's just pretty clean way to do it. But the Nashville guys, they like to write this 2. They like to write 2 minor, then they write 6 minor. It doesn't really matter. As you can see, this and this are the exact same. There's no difference other than just one is a Roman numeral and one is a number, and one is small Roman numerals, whatever. In general, and I may change this in this book, in general, I do believe that if you're going to write a minor, you should use a small m. And I can't remember why formatting this chart was just hard for me to get a small m on my chart. So there's that small detail. And B flat, 2 flats, B flat. It was kind of hard to write. I'm not sure why it wouldn't let me write small letters. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, in the key of G, you can look at this chart like this. The key of G is here. It has 1 sharp. This is a great chart to memorize. How many sharps and flats? G, A minor, B minor, C, D, E minor, F sharp diminished. That is all the chords in the key of G. So this is a chart of families of chords. Okay, so your chord families are right there. You can see those, and these are in just all of the basic ones we use in pop and worship and stuff. But not all of them are on there, but the majority of ones that you need to know are on there. This is also an extremely good chart for key signatures. How many sharps or flats are in a given key? And you can memorize this. G has 1, D has 2, A has 3, E has 4, F has 1 flat, B flat has 2 flats. Once you memorize this and you understand what the order of sharps is, which is a memory point, and you understand what the order of flats is, which is a memory point, then you'll just have that memorized. And let me just show you one thing here. I'm going to show you how I teach. I'm going to show you how I teach. So you're going to want to memorize the order of sharps and the order of flats, okay? And so the order of sharps is F, C, G, D, A, E, B. Now this is the order of sharps, okay? That means if the key has 2 sharps, then the sharps are F and C. If the key has 3 sharps, it's F, C, and G. If it has 4, it's F, C, G, D. You see how that works? It just goes across the order of sharps like that. It's a brilliant memory point. Now, what if it has 2 flats? What if the key has 2 flats in it? Okay, so then it's just backwards. It's the order of sharps backwards. If it has 2 flats, it's B and E. It's these two. Okay, so you can see once you memorize this one line, you can flip it around and you can know what flats are in each key, what sharps are in each key. Now, my guitar teacher, I believe, Fat Cats Get Drunk at Eddie's Bar. Okay, that is hilarious. Thank you, Steve Thornell, if you're watching. I believe you're the one that taught me that. I can't get it out of my head. It is stuck in my head forever. Fat Cats Get Drunk at Eddie's Bar. You flip it around and you have the order of sharps, which is B, E, A, D, G, C, F. And I think in college, I think I just remembered that as BEAD, B-E-A-D, greatest common factor. Has nothing to do with music, but you can see that it's actually just the order of sharps backwards. So this is starting here and going that way, starting here and going this way. You see what I'm saying? This right here is a memory point. Once you memorize it and understand it, you will know almost all the key signatures in the world and how to build them. I'm kind of getting into harmonization theory, so I'm going to stop this. I might come back to harmonization theory, but this just gives you an idea of some of the stuff that's in the book right here and how you get to sharps and flats. So how you get to, oh, I didn't know that scrolled. Look, G major has 1 sharp. Okay, what sharp is it? Well, it's F sharp because it's the first sharp in the order of sharps, F. Okay, D major has 2 sharps. What are they? They're F and they're C. Look, they're F and they're C. They go in order, F and C, 2 sharps. Okay, E major has 4 sharps, F, G, C, and D. What is that? F, C, G, and D, these 4 sharps. So you can see this order of sharps and flats is extremely helpful for understanding the relationship between sharps and flats and what key signature they're in and all that stuff. It's all just slight memory points, but that's why the book is called Music Theory Unlocked, because it's got these things and they're based on words and then how to simplify. This is a great part of the book. I could go on and on about this book. It's phenomenal. Okay, how to simplify chord charts is phenomenal. I talk about this in this book. This is all about how to take a chord chart and take the chords out and make it simple. So if you're playing a hymn, look at this. All right, I've got to get off of this. This is not a promotion for the book. Okay, this is just me and you have a lesson. All right, I could go on about this because when you look at chord charts, when you look at all this stuff, it becomes very discombobulated in your head. If you can put these memory points in your mind, then you can completely, you can do some great things. Do you have any comments? So far, I don't see any comments, but I'd love to have you just put a comment down in the video, especially if you're on YouTube. Snap a comment down there. Also, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel especially if you are on YouTube, because I will do more videos like this if you guys want me to do more videos like this. I've got this awesome drawing pad a couple years ago. This thing's amazing, so I can sketch as much as I want to. Now I haven't pulled it out. This is the first time I pulled it out. So if you're watching this video, look at this. We have a milestone together. I pulled the drawing pad out for the first time in at least a year, in at least 1 year, to help you guys get this understanding. I'm going to be making more videos about the Nashville number system because I want my youth band to transition to the number system. Some of them are already in it. Some of them are getting there. As I'm looking at some of my newer players, like my newest bass player, I can see how learning the actual chords and memorizing notes on the fretboard would be the first step. I can see that now. I thought, well, we could just learn numbers, but I think you have to really know the fretboard and like and then kind of see how the keys work, and then I think it will kind of meld into the brain. The numbers will start to make sense. But right now, at least for our one bass player in training, he's really getting that solidifying the chord shapes in his mind and the fretboard in his mind. That's the first step for the bass or guitar. As I've said in any of these theory lessons, most of this stuff will build up in your mind over time, and you'll be driving down the road going whole, half, whole, half. What does that mean? Why is that happening? What is that about? And then you'll start to understand, oh, I see this pattern. Oh, I see in the key of D now, it has 2 sharps. The order of sharps, it's 2 sharps, F and C. Oh, and the whole step relationship is true in the key of D as well. So these music theory points, memory points, will start to form into your mind a deep understanding of music theory. And that's why, again, my book is called Music Theory Unlocked. It unlocks it. It will take a little time. So, but you know, you got to get a little obsessed over this. You can't just do it all at once. You got to be a little bit obsessed. Go to the website, click the link below. You can check out the ebook with all my charts, and then you can follow along here. If you want to join at worshiptheking.com, God bless you guys. I will see you on the next video or a video in the future, hopefully, if we're all here alive and kicking. Blessings.